now. It's it could be difficult to have the units inside the medevac, and this is exactly what I mean. Just infestors moving around and fungal growth and some infested Terrans. That is so great play from Nerchio, going to snipe that medevac full of units. Just wow. But BratOK has out 2 Thors now, and going for a huge mech army with some Marauders mixed in. There we can see the Marauders, but he's going with a Hellion drop. Probably going to fly around the Selnaga tower so he won't be spotted again. Because flying in from the top is not a good choice, because the Zerg player usually has a lot of Overlords placed there to spot any drops. But now we can see the Zerg player switching up to a more roach-based army, and the Hellions are going to roll in here and scout the expansion for Nerchio, but Nerchio already knows that, so it's going to run all his feelings down here, but they're going to melt away so quickly to the Infernal Reigniter. And Hellions are doing a great job, but 2 Hellions are going down, and both these Hellions are going to die eventually. We can see a lot of units here for Nerchio. Take a look at the units tab. He has 21 roaches and 32 Zerglings. And also 5 infestors, which can be really useful if he used them correctly. And you can see he's moving out pushing out with the spine crawl. That is so good, keeping the Terran player contained in his base. But he could attack this backdoor rocks and just move around back here, because these rocks are already destroyed by the Zerg player. So if he can go for a backdoor attack, that could be really devastating. But the Zerg player had a Zergling there up there scouting it, so he knows what's going on. He knows that the Terran player BratOK is out of position, is going to peek in here and just attack both tech add-ons and not allow for any additional Marauders or researches to be built for a while. But BratOK is going to fly out and possibly secure his 3rd up here with a planetary fortress. But a big battle's going on here, fungal growth all over the place, and siege tank sieging a bit too late, but getting up a nice couple of shots there. And Nerchio's ground-based army, completely ground units army, is going to have to back off but look what he's doing here. He's upgrading his spire into a greater spire and producing a lot of corruptors, so I can ensure we're going to see some Broodlords here, and Broodlords is so tough for a Terran player. But nice fungal growth again from Nerchio, going to march in here and just catch the Terran player off guard. BratOK is such a good player, but Nerchio is such a good player as well, so this Terran army has been decimated so many times. I'm going to be upgraded to indeed a planetary fortress, which with the Zerg's large ground army is going to be fairly large to secure. But now with a couple of Broodlords morphing in, how many is there? There's 4 Broodlords on the way, so that is going to be devastating for BratOK, because Thor's don't do too much damage against Broodlords. He needs a bunch of Marines now, or Vikings. He should definitely get out some Vikings, but he only has 1 starport, because without any add-ons, and it's just producing Marines because he hasn't scouted this yet. So now flying in with his Broodlords, just 1 Thor here, don't doing any damage, and going to have to unsiege his siege tank, so they want to splash damage to his own units, but picking up 1 Thor and going to swarm in here with the rest of his Zerg army, going to stay away from the planetary forces. But are we going to see some nice fungal growth on the Marines here? It is up to the Zerg player. Yes, some fungal growth, but not too many Marines. Gets fungal growth, but that doesn't matter. These roaches, which are +1 armor, are going to melt away this Terran army, and these Broodlords are just unthreatened by... There's just no threat to these Broodlords. They have almost maximum HP and just going to blast away at all these Terran units. So Nerchio is just playing really great here, and but this planetary fortress is doing a great job holding the ground units off, but the Broodlords can just sit back and enjoy their life and spawn a bunch of Broodlings, and a lot of Zerglings swarming in here, but siege tanks is going to just annihilate those, and more Broodlords is going to be spawning for Nerchio. Meanwhile, BratOK will have to deal with this, or else he will lose his expansions. SCV is mass repairing his planetary fortress. That's a really good idea. And is he going to pick up that corruptor? No, he's not, but leaving some roaches here actually, which these roaches have nowhere to go. Everyone's so low on HP, and some marines going to stim here, and roaches picking up 2 marines, 3 marines. But 3 marines for 6 roaches, that is not good. So BratOK's doing pretty okay. But the Zerg player now has his 4th expansion up and running. But BratOK realizes that and goes to get a drop in here and taking out the hatchery and all the drones that were there. So great play from BratOK, utilizing his, I would assume, high APM at the moment. He's at 200, that is really standard, but that's so high APM anyways. And a nice fungal growth on the marines. Do they have the combat shields? Yes, they have, so they will survive a fungal growth, and they made back here to heal them. But so many corruptors and rulers to pick off all those marines and medevac, and Nerchio's just playing so great right now with all his fungal growth and broodlords micro, and yeah, so but going to try to pick off this expansion yet again. You can see Nerchio's doing hardly no damage to this planetary fortress because all the SV smash are paying, but he is indeed doing a lot of damage because none of these SCVs are mining, and it's cost a lot of minerals for a Terran player to repair his base. But we can see battles going on over here. Some infestors just popping all those marines. Nice, they just annihilated those drops. Fully loaded on marines and go to pick off, I would assume, 16 marines and 2 medevacs. Meanwhile, up here, doing great job keeping all those SCVs from mining, and so Zerglings and Broodlings are going to go in there and just take out the SCV. They should really focus fire the SCVs before the planetary fortress, but you can see the planetary fortress is going to go down. It's not enough SCVs to mash it until now, and 2 Thors are probably going to shy away those 2 Broodlord sails for Nerchio, but a lot of Zerglings just swarming around the Thors, and BratOK will have to do something crazy here to come back from this, because Nerchio has 4 expansions and is just locking down BratOK and killing his army on all places. But BratOK has managed to get a ninja expansion down here, and he's so low on minerals and so high on gas. He really needs a lot of minerals. You can see summon a bunch of mules here, and he didn't even bother with the geysers yet, so. But again, 2 Hellions are going to push out here for BratOK and possibly going to harass this, but the Zerg player Nerchio is just on top of BratOK all the time, and he's 1 step ahead all the time with his Zerglings and just scouting all those run-bys with Hellions, and going to scout up here and realizing, yes, there is a hidden base up here, and is BratOK realizing this? He's not, so with Zerglings in the way, the SCVs probably won't be able to match here. This planetary fortress is just going to go down. It will probably go down because all the SCVs can't do much about this. So great job by Nerchio locking down that expansion, but we can see a Marine Ball is marching in here. They do have stim and the combat shield, so they can do pretty large amount of damage, but this Zerg army is just too intimidating for it's just too much for BratOK to handle with all these infestors and possible fungal growth, and a bunch of Zerglings and corruptors and even a queen mixed in there. And broodlords as well, so real nice army composition for Nerchio, and going to yet again be annoying and wanting to pick up this planetary fortress. You can see fungal growth on all the Terran workers, so they're just going to pop like little pimples, or yeah, whatever you want to say that pops. What more pops than pimples? I don't know actually, but nice fungal growth yet again, all those marines, and this medevac is trying to heal the best as she can, but these are just so low, and yet another fungal growth. You can see he's killing up so many marines there, just annihilating BratOK with his great infestor play, so BratOK is forced to GG. So Nerchio is really in a great spot right now, being on top of his play, and look at that current 648 APM, but that is just for now, I think. He was at average 178, so that is pretty standard for a Master League player, but he's going to win this game 1-0 in this best of 5 series, so we're going to march on to game number 2. Stay tuned for that.